You nor I can hold back time.
Well, it was time to say goodbye to Downton Abbey. And even though we feel like we've seen these characters for a long time, over 6 seasons, they've actually only done 52 episodes. That's a big change from network shows. They do 22 episodes, at least a season, so they get to 100 episodes within 5 seasons. But yeah, Downton Abbey has done 6 seasons and only done 52 episodes. But still, this does feel like a big closing of a chapter. And I guess it was a fool for thinking that the show would end on any kind of sad note. This is a very happy series finale. I actually chuckled a few times at just how many couples were getting together. I mean, I felt like couples were coming out of the woodwork to get together. But of course, the big couple here was Edith and Bertie. They got back together. Thank goodness for Edith. I always say watching a show, God, Edith is such a sad character. She's had so many things go wrong in her love life. And even as the series finale went on, I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop in her relationship. Like maybe he's going to die before the wedding. He's going to run off. Something's going to wrong. There's no way Edith is actually going to walk down the aisle. But it happened. She's happy. Thank goodness for that. And I just loved how excited Robert and Cora, that bedroom scene, were saying, oh, thank God she's finally getting married after 10 years of being a sad character. Yes, we finally got to see Edith get married. And of course, there was a bunch of other couples going on too. I made a list, and I feel like, yeah, they were just left and right. These couples were happening. So we had Daisy and Andrew. She finally caved to him, but then he was turned off by her. But in the end, then she cut her hair. A very bad haircut. I did not like that haircut at all. But she cut her hair. Now they're together. All of a sudden, at the very end, we got Mrs. Padmore and Mr. Mason. He was kind of all of a sudden flirting with her. So it seems like, okay, they're setting that up. They could get together down the line. Baxter Mosley still going strong. I'm assuming they didn't really go down a romantic route, but it seems like they're still on the path to be that. And then I'm not sure who the girl is. I'm sure she's been in the past episode, but Tom sat a girl down at the wedding, and then one brief little moment later, it's like, oh, okay, Tom's got a love interest set up. And then Isabel, I loved Isabel Crawley all the way through the show. I was worried when Matthew got killed off that she would leave the show, but I was really happy that she stuck around. She was so much fun, such a great sparring partner for Maggie Smith. And then, yes, she got back together with Lord Merton, who was apparently dying, but then guess what? No, he's not dying. It's okay. He's going to be okay too. So they're going to live the rest of their lives very happy. I just had to chuckle a little bit at how happy things were. And then, of course, Lady Rose returned and said she had a baby back at home. And Bates and Anna, they got their baby. It was a relief to see this final season where, I mean, Bates and Anna didn't have a big role in this final season, which in a way was kind of nice because they just went through the ringer so many times on this show through that endless murder investigation that he was in jail and she was in jail. So it was nice that they just got some happiness. They were in the background this season, but they got some happiness, they got their baby, and everything's fine.
We have had our moments, haven't we, milady?
We certainly have.
I was surprised in this series finale that we didn't see more of Lady Mary. I mean, I guess in the episodes leading up to this Christmas special, we did get a lot of Lady Mary. And she got married in the kind of the episode 8, which is kind of like the season finale. It's a different structure in the UK. But yeah, she wasn't as much as the forefront in this series finale, which I was kind of surprised at. We got a lot of Edith in this episode. The one thing I was thinking was going to happen in the series finale that I really thought Robert was going to die. With what they're doing in this season, you know, with how he's clutching his chest, and then that scene where he spewed blood across the table, like a scene from Alien. I really thought they were setting it up that he was going to die in the series finale, and that would kind of bring an end to things in terms of Downton Abbey. But no, he's fine. He's okay with Cora now. They had their great speech, that very on-the-nose speech of talking about what they want the rest of their lives to be, and they just want to be happy and see their children grow up. So they're fine too. That marriage is fine. Carson, Mrs. Hughes. This is probably the most significant aspect of this series finale, that Carson's hands were shaking, so he's no longer going to be able to perform duties at Downton Abbey, which of course, if you know that character, that's just absolutely devastating for him. And he's been one of the most fun characters as this show has changed and as time has progressed on the show. He's the one that's so stuck in the mud about history and keeping things as they are. So yeah, so for him to have to give up his post is pretty huge. But of course, even that ended up happy that he's still going to be able to stay on the grounds and kind of supervise things. He just won't have to do the day-to-day stuff. So once again, very happy. And I always look for in a series finale who's going to get the last line of a show. And of course, the last scene there, they were all singing Old Lang Syne, so I guess in a way they all had the last line. But the last spoken line was, of course, for Violet Crawley. Maggie Smith, her and Isabel are talking, saying that you can't we celebrate the future on New Year's Eve, because we can't go back to the past. We really don't have a choice, and that's very appropriate for Violet. On a whole, I did really love this final season, though. I feel like it very subtly started to close off things. Like, I love that episode where they opened up the Abbey to the public, and Cora and that are taking people through and kind of telling them about the house. I thought it was a nice way to kind of close things off. Then, of course, there was that epic scene. I will never forget that scene of Edith calling Mary a bitch. These people are so focused on, you know, being proper and appropriate and etiquette and all this kind of style, and have Edith just call Mary a bitch. Oh man, it was the most satisfying swear word I've ever seen on TV. I enjoyed the series finale. I wasn't blown away by it, just because it was just so over the top happy. But I guess that's, in a way, that's how I want to leave these characters. I guess when I really think about it, I didn't really want anyone to die or anything, you know, a bomb to go off and Downton Abbey's gone. It's just nice to think that these characters are going to move on, and you know they're still going to run into troubles as things evolve, and of course their way of life is disappearing even more, and that'll disappear for sure once World War II comes. That would be another decade. But yeah, fantastic show. I'm not one that was big on period pieces, and so it took me a while to get into the show. I didn't pick it up till I guess it was season 3. I started at season 1, but it wasn't until I guess about season 3 had been on TV that I started from the beginning and watched the show. And I can't believe how compelled I was by it. They had a great set of characters, and just watching how people act and watching those acts that they do slowly have to change as time goes on was really fascinating. Great show. Sorry to see it go. And yes, this was a very solid series finale. I'll give it a B+.